Oh, it's you. Come in, I guess. Aiden's hopes for a warm welcome were dashed the moment Ava opened the door. She barely looked at him and began walking away before he stepped inside. Aiden took a deep breath. Don't give up. Stay positive. They'll warm up to you eventually. Aiden followed Ava to the living room where her parents, Sandra and Robert, were sitting on the sofa. They stared at him with sour faces as he walked in. Aiden waited for Ava to introduce him, but he looked around and realized she had already disappeared. He forced a smile onto his face. Hi, I'm Aiden. Sandra looked Aiden up and down and huffed in disgust. I'm guessing you must be Mom and Dad, Aiden continued, trying to cheer up his future in-laws. You don't mind if I call you that, do you? Oh, here, I brought you a gift. He shoved the bottle of expensive champagne at them before they could answer his question. Sandra barely acknowledged the gesture, but as soon as Robert's eyes landed on the bottle, his eyes lit up. Wow. That's top-shelf stuff. He grabbed the bottle out of Aiden's hand to study the label more closely. This is a rare vintage. Very hard to find. Where'd you get it? Sandra scoffed. He must have stolen it from somewhere. Do you think someone like him could afford such an expensive gift? Sandra stood up suddenly and stared into Aiden's eyes coldly. So, after forcing yourself on our daughter, you think you can just walk in here and bribe us with your stolen liquor? Not a chance. Aiden shook his head. I'm sorry, Mrs. Stone, but you're wrong. I'm not a thief. I haven't forced myself on anyone or stolen anything. You stole our daughter's virginity. So you're a thief and a liar too, Sandra said, poking Aiden's chest. She looked so angry that Aiden took a few steps back. No, he stammered. This is all a big misunderstanding. So, who was it that slept with my daughter then? Was it your ghost? We all know that you did this so you can get your grubby little hands on our money. Otherwise, there's no way Ava would ever be with someone like you. Sandra's accusations left Aiden speechless. He wasn't after the Stone's money. To be accused of something like that was insulting, but he also felt ashamed. He never meant to get into bed with Ava, and truthfully, he couldn't remember how he got there or what happened while he was blacked out. He remembered sitting in the hotel steps, then waking up in bed naked next to Ava when she slapped him in the face. Whatever happened between those two moments was a total blur. Are you deaf? Say something, you bastard. Sandra dug her claws into Aiden's shirt and started shaking him, but Robert pulled her away. Sandra, calm down. Aiden, please sit. Once they were all seated and Sandra had calmed down slightly, Robert turned to Aiden. I know it might not seem like it, but I'm just as upset as my wife is. This is a terrible situation. But Ava's grandfather has decided that you must marry her, or she'll lose her stake in the family business. So for now, it appears that the relationship between you two must continue. Aiden nodded. The truth is, Mr. Stone, the reason I agreed to marry Ava is because I don't want anything bad to happen to her either, especially because of something that I was involved with. If I can do anything to help keep her reputation from being destroyed. You have a lot of nerve bringing up her reputation, Sandra snarled. What is it that you do for a living again? I'm a delivery boy, Aiden admitted. Well, at least I was until today when I got fired. A delivery boy? Sandra recoiled in horror. If you really care about my daughter's reputation, you must find a new job as soon as possible. Otherwise, I will do whatever it takes to stop this marriage from happening. Even if it means I have to kill you myself. Please calm down, dear. Robert patted Sandra's back, trying to soothe her. Obviously, she doesn't mean that, he assured Aiden. Not the murder part, at least. But you really should look for a new job, if you're serious about not wanting to damage our family's reputation. I have some good news about that, Mr. Stone, Aiden replied. I'm actually starting a new job tomorrow. Sandra rolled her eyes. Oh, great. What are you going to be now? A valet? A dishwasher? Aiden puffed out his chest proudly. To be honest, I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I'm sure it will be something good. If only they knew who I really am, he thought. But I can't tell them. Not yet. Such confidence, Sandra snarked. Why would anyone hire a loser like you? I bet you don't even have $10 in your pocket. Will you at least give me a chance to prove that I'm worthy of Ava? Aiden asked patiently. I don't care what you do. You will never be worthy of my daughter, Sandra shrieked. Well, I'm still going to try my best anyway, Aiden promised. Robert nodded his silent approval, rubbing Sandra's shoulders to calm her down. You can go now, he said to Aiden. Aiden didn't want to leave without talking to Ava, so he left Robert and Sandra in the living room and went upstairs to look for her. As he walked down the enormous hallway of the huge mansion, all of the rooms were dark and quiet, except for one. Aiden could see light spilling out from under the door and heard the faint rustle of someone moving around inside. This has to be Ava's room. At least I hope so. I guess there's only one way to find out. He knocked gently. After a few seconds, the door opened. You're still here, was all Ava said when she saw him standing there. Thanks for leaving me all alone down there. That was, pretty awkward, Aiden teased. I bet it's not nearly as awkward as waking up next to a strange man in your bed, Ava snarked. Fair, Aiden agreed, his face reddening slightly. Okay, good night. Ava began shutting the door. Wait, there's something I wanted to ask you. Ava rolled her eyes impatiently. What is it? Do you think I can stay here tonight? It's late and I start a new job early tomorrow morning. Ava cut him off before he could finish. I hope you don't expect me to let you sleep in here. Well, we are engaged now, so, Aiden said, half jokingly. You have a bed downstairs in the staff quarters. An empty one. You should try it for a change. Ava replied, closing the door in his face. Aiden just stood there looking at the closed door and shook his head. Turns out marriage is going to be a lot tougher than I thought. By the time Aiden got to his bed in the staff quarters, he was completely exhausted. He closed his eyes immediately, but it was impossible to sleep. The events of the day kept playing through his head. There had been so many life-changing moments, and there were still so many unanswered questions. How did I end up in Ava's bed? That doesn't seem like something I would do, even if I were blackout drunk. Of course, I feel bad about it, but if I didn't meet Ava, I never would have met Cyrus. So I guess in some ways I'm lucky that it happened. If only her parents knew that I'm richer than they are. I'd love to see the look on their faces. But I promised Cyrus I would keep my identity a secret. Anyway, tomorrow I'll get a new job and prove that I'm worthy of Ava, even without telling them that I'm the tiger. With that thought, Aiden finally drifted off to sleep. When Aiden woke up the next morning, he quickly got ready and tiptoed out of the stone mansion without seeing anyone. He ordered a cab, and a half hour later, he was dropped off in front of Shaw Industries. Well, well, well. Look who's here. Aiden heard a familiar voice and turned to see Ava's brother Shane and his cronies walking toward him. I almost didn't recognize you with clothes on, Shane said sarcastically. What are you doing here? Delivering bagels? His henchman snickered. Good one, Shane, said the tallest one. Aiden was fuming. I'm starting a new job here today. Get out of my way. Where do you think you're going? Shane said, blocking his path. Don't let this loser enter, he commanded. Shane's men formed a line behind him, creating a barricade. Let me give you some friendly advice, Shane said to Aiden in a low voice. You were born a poor loser, and there's nothing you can do to change that. The sooner you accept that, the easier your life is going to be. Aiden suppressed the urge to punch Shane in the face. He wasn't afraid of Shane, or his men, but he didn't want to get in a fight outside of his new workplace on his first day. I should call Cyrus, he decided. But before he could pull out his phone, a beautiful woman approached them in a white blouse, black skirt, and heels. Are you Aiden Callahan? Aiden nodded. Yes, that's me. Come with me, please. Shane and his men couldn't take their eyes off the woman as she walked directly toward them. They stepped aside to let her pass. Who is this woman? And what does she want with me? Aiden wondered. Before he could say anything, the woman put her finger to her lips and signaled him to keep quiet. Aiden hesitated just long enough to flash Shane a grin and then followed her into the building. Who is the mysterious woman and what does she want with Aiden? Will Shane's secret plan to sabotage Ava finally be exposed?
To listen to the full audio series, install the Pocket FM app now.